focusing on sexual reproduction. No? So, nagkamag-mode sa reproduction sa plants, focus po sa flowering plants or sexual reproduction. Okay, so assuming that manatag prayers, manatag attendance check, so akin na po dali mga parts sa akong lesson plan mo dali. So we're about to start with our lesson. But before that one, can you give me what are our classroom rules for us to understand fully our lesson for today? Can you give me our classroom rules?
Teacher,
Yes.
listen when somebody's talking.
Listen when somebody's talking. How about in this group? John Dale.
Cooperation is highly appreciated.
Cooperation is highly appreciated. Everything that you said are summarized in these rules. So try your best or do your best. Wait for your turn to speak. Then raise your hand if you want to answer, if you want to talk. And treat others the way you want to be treated. As we move on, as we go on with our lesson, there are some, shall we say, difficult words that may we encounter in our discussion. So let us unlock those difficulties. You arrange these scrabbled letters to form a word. The definition below or the meaning below will give you a clue of what the word is. Okay, the first word means are the male or female reproductive cell. Yes, Brenda. Gamit. Let us check if your answer is correct.
Right?
Ma'am Rosana,
Ma'am Rosana.
pollination.
Okay, so is it pollination? Yes, correct. That is pollination, the process in the reproduction in flowering plants, and demonstrate the process of self-pollination and cross-pollination, and display willingness in arranging the events of the reproductive process in flowering plants. Last, in our previous discussion, in our previous lesson, we've learned about the parts and functions of the flower or of a flower. Let us try this activity to check or to test if you still remember our lesson about parts and function of a flower. Can you still remember what are those parts being referred to in that illustration or in that picture? We can try. Number one.
Ma'am, I remember.
Yes, Rosina?
Number 1. I want to answer number 8.
Let us wait for number 8 and let us
Pipili na
start
yun.
first in number 1.
Okay.
Okay, how about this and these flowers? One of these would become a mother or the parent, and some of them would become an offspring. In the first picture and the second picture, how do these organisms reproduce? In the first picture and second picture, how do they reproduce? What mode
Sexually.
of reproduction
Sexually.
they use? Okay, remember our rule number 1, answer or raise your hand if you want to answer and do not answer in chorus. Yes, John Doe.
Through sexual reproduction.
They produce through sexual reproduction, and that was our lesson in the last 2 weeks, no? So the sexual reproduction in humans and animals. How about the third pictures? How do they reproduce? Now let us find out how do flowers or how do plants reproduce. Now let's have this activity. In our activity, you will be grouped into 3. No? So group 1, 2, and 3. So assuming na nag-group na kamo, there are lots of kanang ways on how to group. For me, usually I group pupils sa katong mag-count sila 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Niya, all number 1 will gather together, all number 2 will gather together. Okay, this is our rules in doing your activity. So number 1, do the task for 10 minutes with your group. Perform the task found in activity sheet. Rubric is given as your guide. Cooperate and share your ideas. Be ready to present your output. So here is the rubric, the content, the delivery and organization, the teamwork, and the timeliness. Now, here is your task. For group 1, provided with the materials, demonstrate the process of self-pollination and cross-pollination, but through storytelling. No? So, you will agree with your group who will be the characters, and you will agree also with termination. So, let's go back to the question of one of your classmates. So, here, pollination is the first step in the process. We have fertilization, as discussed in number 2. Then we have the seed dispersal. These seeds are enclosed in what part of the flower? The seeds are enclosed in what part of a flower?
Ovule.
Huh? So when the seeds grows, it is being enclosed in
Cotyledon?
the flower, and this flower will fall off and it will dries up. And what remains? What remains when the petals of the flower falls off? When the petal of the flowers dries up. So what remains of the part of the flower? That is the ovary. Now inside the ovary is a seed. So the ovary will become enlarged and it will become a fruit. So the fruit that you are eating is actually the ovary of the flower. Okay, then when these seeds are being dispersed, so when you say dispersal, that refers to the process by which seeds are scattered. So seed dispersal means the seeds are transferred from a new place, where it able them to grow. And when these seeds are sown in soil that has enough moisture, air, and water are available, the seed will grow. And that is what we call as the germination. So take note of the processes involved in the sexual production in flowering plants. What would life be without a flower? What do you think our earth looks like without a flower?
It's a dull earth.
Boring.
Okay, on the screen, you can see there the ikebana. Why I am showing this to you? Because there are people that use flower as their business. There are lots of entrepreneurs which embrace the business of involving into arranging flowers. Now, ikebana is one of the basic and the fundamental way of arranging flowers. It is the Japanese art of flower arrangement that incorporates blossom, branches, leaves, and stems. If you will arrange flowers using ikebana, there is earth, the lower part, and in the middle, that is the man, and at the topmost, that is the heaven. Okay, now I have here a flower. Then what you're going to do is you showed to me how you will arrange this one using ikebana. Okay, any volunteer? Isa pang scissors din.
Doon na.
Okay, can I
Ikaw na na.
Ma'am
Donna.
Norvina.
And Norvina.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, can you show, aside from Norvina, who else
Donna.
wants to try? Okay,
Donna,
Donna.
teacher.
What? So, if you know the way of arranging flowers, you can save by spending or by buying flowers and pay for arranging it to a professional, and you can do it by your own using ikebana flower, ikebana
Asa ni?
ikebana.
Flower, ha?
Two parts of a flower that involves in reproduction.
Still and the stamen.
only, ma'am. The
Very
stamen,
good.
The-
So the
the
female
stamen
part
and
of the
the
flower,
pistil.
that is the
Huh?
female part, reproductive
Pistil
part of the
or
flower,
carpel.
that is the pistil or the carpel, and the male reproductive
Stamen.
part, that is the stamen. Now, are the bees the only agent of pollination?
No. No.
Can you cite some pollinators, or shall we
The
say
wind,
insects that
the
can
people.
help pollinate the flower? The
butterflies.
butterflies. What else?
The wind.
The wind.
The birds.
The birds.
And even
People. Humans.
people. They can also be a pollinator. What kind of reproduction if a plant grows from seed?
Sexual.
Sexual reproduction. That's correct, Chris. Okay, then fertilization takes place when sperm unites with the egg, and seed dispersal is the